was a girl, a very strange, enchanted girl. They say she wandered very far, very far, over land and sea.
And I feel like even the title can be interpreted in so many ways in her nature. When I read it and I tuned into it, it could be nature as mother nature, but could also be feminine, my inner nature.
Yeah. I'm glad that you have felt that, because that's exactly how I feel it as well. And that's also the intention, you know, it's like all my moods and all my aspects. I'm glad that's coming across. That's really nice.
Did you have intention that to take people on a journey through these songs, or?
Yeah, I'm really glad they do, because I was wondering, you know, that's what I've been wondering. How will it land with the listener? And is it a journey? Because the journey is a lot about the running order of where you start with, like, sort of opening up something, and then there's this story in We Are about, you know, humanity. And then there's the Sister Moon, which is, for me, very much like a very female chant. And then Mother Ocean again also. And yeah, so that I felt like the only thing I have sort of very purposely done is the running order of the songs to create. And then you kind of come back to the sort of naturey theme at the end. It starts with sort of foresty sounds and it finishes with foresty sounds. So there's this kind of cyclic nature of it.
Right.
And, so yeah, I'm kind of like want to ask you, so how was it to listen to it? Because also it's so rare that people actually put on an album and listen from one end to the other these days. So I'm curious, what was your experience?
Interesting, because it's almost like in my case, there were the songs with a really light tone, and I felt like they would be for the evening. And for example, the song, the one that you have with picture on Iceland, I forget the name now.
Call of Creation.
Call of Creation. For me, would be like, oh, that would be my morning song, or that would be my ceremony song. So it's interesting, because in my case, I felt like, I would actually separate it into two albums, or like make it into the day and night, or like ceremony and afternoon, or like morning and evening. Because they took me somewhere else. Where the Call of Creation felt like when I'm awaking my inner rage and I want to go somewhere and do the thing. That's the sound.
Yeah, that's the very active, primal power.
Yes.
One. Yeah.
And like last time we talked about sacred rage.
Yeah.
That the rage can be sacred.
Yeah.
And I love that song. I even wrote the poem and then I listened to it. So I read it.
Yeah.
It like awakening me, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Use this fire, the feminine fire, for creation.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's so interesting. Even before we talk, like some of my female friends sent me that song, Call of Creation.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard that one?
It's been really, really beautiful to see. Like, I've really heard from a lot of sisters around the world. Oh yes, this is really igniting something in them. And that is the most improvised of all of the tracks. Like that whole vocal is just. We're like, I feel like I don't really know how to describe it. I feel like doing something Viking of the closest I could get to explaining. And then I just had like a droney sound and a beat of the drum, of the shaman drum.
Okay.
And then it was just really, as you say, tuning into that sort of primordial feeling of, I don't know, I felt like connecting with ancestors. I felt like just singing the song of creation and totally gibberish words and whatever just came through. And that's what's on there. There's just that one take on there, and later on some primal screaming. And I think people can really connect to that authenticity.
Yes.
because there's not polished anything put on spirit.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that song then.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that Icelandic? Is
That is some kind of strange Sudha language that I made up at the moment. Yeah. I just felt like I was just like, if there was a myth of creation in a language that I don't necessarily understand, what would it sound like? And that's what I just did. I just kind of felt like, nobody's going to understand the words, but they will somehow maybe understand the meaning, if that makes sense. So yeah, that whispery kind of witchy medicine woman thing there at the beginning is it's just what I kind of felt like, again, very visually, just had this vision of this ancient woman just telling all these children about how the earth was created and where it came from, and how the life has happened, I guess. And then it just came out in kind of whatever. I don't even know. I wouldn't have a clue what I said, but that's what came through.
Beautiful. So even when I see your picture that you put on Spotify, you with a drum, I think in Iceland, when I heard the sounds, I visualized like the spirit of the wind taking care of me and like putting like a veil on me and like protecting me. So they were like, I get goosebumps. It felt like the protection shield, like the mother is like protecting us, and sometimes she needs to be rough when she protects, like lioness.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. And now you tell me this story like a grandmother telling a story to children.
Yeah.
And so it will be interesting to hear what other women are feeling.
Exactly. And that is why I'm like, I want to hear all your sort of visuals for each song. Like, because when I'm sort of there singing it, I have all these, I wish I had $1 million budget to make all these music videos, but it's very visual inside my head. And I'm so curious, like, does that translate? And what imageries obviously the different listeners will have different imageries, but it's really fun for me to hear. So I really like that one.
And we have that poem. Oh, yes. And like, I feel especially for these times, is it this one? I feel that especially for these times when there is so much happening in the world, that song like empowers us to take action and stand strong, because we are together and we are together with nature and we are here together. So it gives us like this powerful boost. Like I even feel like maybe a few years ago I listened to less shamanic music, and now it's like when I embrace my shadow and my light, especially do the shadow work, like this one really resonates with me.
Wow. As this is what inspired us. So thy favorite song?
Wow. My favorite song, it awakens a wild feminine in me. It awakens my ancestors. It awakens the connection to the past, present, and future. And it awakens my sacred rage and inspires me to be in my power as a woman. It allows me to stand with who I am proudly, fully, with all that I am. Embracing the past, embracing the dark, aiming for the light, learning and taking the deepest wisdom from our experiences. Aho.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That is really like, wow. It is. And today I'm wearing mascara. Wow, that's super touching. Because, it's beautiful to see that. It's kind of, wow, I'd wanted to come out of me, and that's also what it's awakening in you.
Yes.
So I'm like, wow, we've done that right then.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that is. Can you send me that? Oh, good.
And it's yes. It's maybe you needed the nerve, or maybe that was the nerve brought this.
Yeah,
I can't say what you needed, but it's like maybe this the song of the nerve.
Yeah.
Like I love also the picture from the Iceland.
Yeah.
And it like makes me like, even when there is no hope or no nature, like tropic, it's like there is hope.
Yeah.
Like from nothing we can create something. We're always protected.
Yeah, it does feel like it has that. Definitely that was, and I think we recorded that before we had been to Iceland, but it was such a kind of like connecting with that sort of, creating an actual new land from volcanic, this kind of like, it has to come from this like raw power, and it looks like pretty barren to begin with, but from that, things start to grow, and that sort of raw life force. Yeah, and then we went there, and it was like, oh yes, this is just standing with your bare feet on this volcanic earth, and it's just really nice.
Beautiful. I love that you use a lot of metaphors or like words that are global or general, or words about nature, because I feel we can all connect through them. Yeah. It's like someone listening in Australia hopefully will also have a connection, because they are not scientific. They are very, everyone has some connection to nature, so we can connect to it. And even the way you spoke about this song, again, for me, it embraces what does it mean to be a woman, like fully. Like, I haven't given birth yet, but I imagine it's like that would be the song that would guide me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably many of the sounds I made whilst in labor were some of the sounds that were in there. Yeah. Raw. Very raw.
Very raw.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unfiltered. Raw.